Do you have a passion for sport? Then Sports Highlights is a place to be. Share the passion every Sunday and Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Sports from the heart, only on Sports Highlights.
CK Grace and Company is the number one supermarket for 100% intention. The Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always say by shopping right here. Oh yes, we're number one. CK Grace and Company, and we are Vincent John, a supermarket for you and me.
Now let's be real. We're not all police officers, but we all want to safeguard our finances. And that's why the Police Cooperative Credit Union is open to everybody. That's right, we cater for anybody. At a brand new location too. Step up to the Police Cooperative Credit Union headquarters on Bay Street between Diamond Girl and Lanes number 2. And we provide a range of top-class financial services, including fixed deposits, quick cash, savings, and loan, and a survivor's benefit grant of $5,000. We're open 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, and up to 11:30 on Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or call Police Cooperative Credit Union at 485-6840. And remember, even if you're not a police officer, we're cool with that.
St. Vincent Containers proudly introduces its high-quality bathroom tissue. Furtis, Lilies, Midushi. Manufactured to conform to local, CARICOM, and international standards. Tested and certified by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Bureau of Standards. No roll less than 300 sheets. Legitimate sheet and core sizes. Virgin pulp, no recycled. Soft but not lightweight. Professionally produced and packaged. Now available throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Furtis, Lilies, Midushi. Excellent Vincentian products.
Instacash now offering you more chances to win. With 2 new games, there's Strike for $2 and In Between available at $3. These 2 new games are loaded with cash prizes. With Strike, you can match up to 10 numbers and win $2,500. In Between, so easy to play, offering up to $6,000. Get your Instacash Strike and In Between tickets at Lotto agents. And remember, with Instacash, there's no waiting for a draw, and you can win instantly.
The public is asked to note that chiropractor Dr. Edmund Seeley is now conducting clinic and will see patients by appointments only. To make an appointment, call 456-9318 or 531-5318.
Do you have a passion for sport? Then Sports Highlights is a place to be. Share the passion every Sunday and Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Sports from the heart, only on Sports Highlights.
CK Grace and Company is the number one supermarket for 100% intention. The Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always say by shopping right here. Oh yes, we're number one. CK Grace and Company, and we are Vincent John, a supermarket for you and me.
Now let's be real. We're not all police officers, but we all want to safeguard our finances. And that's why the Police Cooperative Credit Union is open to everybody. That's right, we cater for anybody. At a brand new location too. Step up to the Police Cooperative Credit Union headquarters on Bay Street between Diamond Girl and Lanes number 2. And we provide a range of top-class financial services, including fixed deposits, quick cash, savings, and loan, and a survivor's benefit grant of $5,000. We're open 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday, and up to 11:30 on Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or call Police Cooperative Credit Union at 485-6840. And remember, even if you're not a police officer, we're cool with that.
St. Vincent Containers proudly introduces its high-quality bathroom tissue. Fortis, Lilies, Midushi. Manufactured to conform to local, CARICOM and international standards. Tested and certified by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Bureau of Standards. No roll less than 300 sheets. Legitimate sheet and core sizes. Virgin pulp, no recycled. Soft but not lightweight. Professionally produced and packaged. Now available throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Fortis, Lilies, Midushi. Excellent Vincentian products.
Instacash now offering you more chances to win with 2 new games. There's Strike for $2 and In Between available at $3. These 2 new games are loaded with cash prizes. With Strike, you can match up to 10 numbers and win $2,500. In Between, so easy to play, offering up to $6,000. Get your Instacash Strike and In Between tickets at Lotto agents. And remember, with Instacash, there's no waiting for a draw, and you can win instantly.
The public is asked to note that chiropractor Dr. Edmund Seeley is now conducting clinic and will see patients by appointments only. To make an appointment, call 456-9318 or 531-5318.
Well, good night, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and the rest of the listening world, the diaspora, and whoever. Thanks, Nikki in the studio there. I invite you to sports highlights of this Sunday, and it's normally Sundays and Wednesdays. So here we are. Bringing to you from not in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but virtually. I'm in Florida. Nikki is sitting there as my operator in the studio. And I'd like to start with the issue of the top billet. I know that we expect to have Jono coming in and checking in to speak about his Independence game, ComSports Invitational Independence game at the ComSports Complex in Arnersville. And he will join us, as he said. And but I would like to remind you that the Top Billet Progressive Organization football tournament is not football, softball, cricket tournament is taking place, and we don't have we have the 20th. We have Saturday's games and results. We didn't get the results for today's games as yet, so let's give a little rundown. On the 19th, Saturday the 19th, that is, not Saturday the 19th. The first game was between Daphne United versus Young Stallion. Young Stallion won by 64 runs. Young Stallion batted first and made 127 all out in 17.2 overs. Kentish Phillips, he made 26. Sheldon Nanton, 23. Tilleron Harry, 20. In reply, Daphne United reached 63 all out in 14.5 overs. Bowling for Young Stallion, Baldwin De Beek, 4 for 20. Nicholas Holder, 2 for 28. And then game 2 on Saturday, Holder Boys versus CMT Outer Trouble. Outer Trouble won by 137 runs. Outer Trouble made 194 for 8 in 15 overs. Davian Bonium, 39. Jabari Cunningham, 30. Richie Richards, 28. Steen Joseph, 27. Mikkel Mapp, 23, not out. Bowling for Older Boys, Uroy Farrell, 2418. Nathaniel Adams, 2439. In reply, Older Boys reached 157 for 4 in 15 overs. Kenroy Martin, 22. So that's, we don't have the today's results as yet. We'll give them to you as soon as possible. And in basketball, there's a basketball invitational tournament in St. Vincent from the 16th to the 20th of October. The 16th, Addersville Heat Seekers played Police. We don't have the scores as yet. We'll try and get them to you. Thursday, the 17th, Mavericks played the Northern Boys. On Friday, the 18th, Mavericks played Police. Saturday, the 19th of October, Northern Boys versus Beckwith United. Today, Andersfield Heat Seekers versus Beckwith United. It will go on week 2, 23rd to the 27th. You would have on Wednesday, the 23rd, Northern Boys versus Police. On the 24th, at Andersville Heat Seekers versus... Sorry, I just missed Andersville Heat Seekers versus Mavericks. Then October the 26th, Beckwith United versus Police. To the 27th of October, Independence Day, there is no game. And all games start at 6:30 p.m. at the New Montrose basketball facilities. So I'll give you some results in this week's game. On Wednesday the 16th, Heat Seekers 66, Police 55. The top scorers in that game was Donis Daniel with 20 points for Heat Seekers and Kidan Haksha 14 points for Police. So Police went under. Police was unable to do any arresting that day. They left their handcuffs in the barracks and they couldn't arrest anybody at all. And as a matter of fact, I think the Heat Seekers put too much heat on the police, and the police had to send for the fire brigade to put some water on their mates who couldn't hold on to those who were seeking heat. And that heat was 66 to 55. Thursday, the 17th, Mavericks, well, they beat Northern Boys 85 to 36. 85 to 36. Desron Johnny, 30 points for Mavericks. And Teron Bergen, 11 points for Northern Boys. Mavericks is out of Caliacua with Coach Cato. I don't know who was involved in Northern Boys, but Northern Boys, I don't know, maybe they went up to the North Pole to come back. It was too cold up there. Froze up. Nikki, what do you say about that? You think they froze up?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they froze up there. The ice cap ain't melt yet. Okay. So, and then Friday, Mavericks again. Well, police actually arrested Mavericks for beating up Northern Boys. 73 to 69. So police came through. No fire brigade needed this time. The top scorers, Desron Johnny, 24 points for Mavericks. Marquis Thomas, 21 points. And Kidan Haksha, 18 points for Police. And on Saturday the 19th, Beckwith All-Stars, 106-71 Northern Boys. Top scorers, Adrian Sam, 25 points. Northern Boys, 25 points for Northern Boys. Jidley Bino, 44 points of Beckwith All-Stars with the top scorers. Well, you see, remember Beckwith, Nikki, is in the Northern Grenadines. So Northern Boys have to, we don't know where they're from. So maybe they're not sure where the compass lead them to the north, south, east, or west. So Beckwith is the Northern Grenadines, we know that. And they took care of them.
It sounds like they're doing a real beating there.
Yeah, well, you know, Beckwith always have good basketball. So they are living through to their history. I will go to cricket now because we have some interesting things about cricket. Cricket West Indies has offered its congratulations to cricket legend Sir Courtney Ambrose, who was conferred with honorary doctorate of laws by the University of the West Indies. Five Islands campus on the weekend, the former West Indies fast bowler, now 61, took 405 test wickets and 225 ODI wickets for the regional team in a career that spanned from 1988 to 2000. And on behalf of the entire West Indies cricket family, they said they extend their warmest congratulations to Sir Courtney Ambrose in this remarkable achievement, and said the president, Dr. Kishore Shallow. Dr. Shallow said this honorary doctorate of laws is a fitting tribute to the outstanding career of this broader contribution to society. Sir Courtney has been an ambassador for our region, both in global stage of cricket and his personal endeavors, demonstrating the best West Indies pride, discipline, and passion. He added that Cricket West Indies stated that Sir Courtney recognition underscores the role of sports in shaping the social and cultural identity of the Caribbean. Sir Courtney Ambrose continues to be an inspiration not only to aspiring cricketers but also across the Caribbean. We celebrate this well-deserved honor and remain forever grateful for his indelible contributions to West Indies cricket and our region's heritage. So says the Dr. Kishore Shallow, who is the president of Cricket West Indies. Well, we have Carlisle Douglas, who is sending us some information there. Sorry, Carlisle, I took you off there. You are supposed to be our reporter from Layo, you know?
Yes. Coming from Layo, well, today had a game, Pasha versus Old Boys, and the game was a draw. Actually went into penalty, but even the penalty ended up with a draw, 5 goals each. But
the first draw was 1-0, or what was this?
First draw was 0-0, yes.
It's Pasha versus who?
Pasha versus Old Boys.
Old Boys.
Boys are Layo, what you call them, Layo Master.
So the draw, the full time was what score?
The full time, but the ending is 0-0. You know,
0-0. Okay.
During the game, and during the penalties, 5 goals scored. 5 goals each scored.
So they end up with a draw.
Actually, there was still discussion. There was still discussion with the officials and the members of the teams when I left, but it was dark. Let me take this opportunity to really appeal for light. What you're looking at there, that was the first half. I have more information, but getting it all to the computer in this amount of time, was a bit challenging.
Yeah.
But even the goals, I have footage of the goals. I positioned myself in the goal, and got nice pictures, nice shots of the goal.
Well, that's
what you have is just a loop of the activities of today.
That's nice to know. And you said you told me that the finals is on Sunday coming.
Yes, the finals on Sunday coming. And you should see the turnout. I wish this shot had pictures of the turnout. I mean, we would see if we can bring Nikki. Will see if we can bring the finals on Sunday. Okay. Yeah.
Roger that.
All right. Okay. Remember, Roger's in California. Roger ain't by that.
Yes. And after the football, they go into a netball tournament. So the youth's going to stay, consistent with sports. And like I tell you, my initiative, like I told you before, I'm not necessarily a big sports fan, but when it comes to community efforts, especially efforts against crime. You know, yours truly present, please. You know.
Well, I indicated to you, I said to you before, the reason why you're not a big sports fan is, as Nikki would know,
Because I have two
that
left foot like
your inability to play any sport is a problem.
because I have two left foot like you. I understand. I understand my limitations.
Well, you see, my left foot and your left foot can't make one right foot. But I was a left winger, so I played and I kicked very well with my left foot. I could have kicked.
I wish I could see look at Nikki's face, but
yeah. But I was. No, I tell you the truth. I played for Annesville United and I played for Pastures United. So
I played for Flick Attackers. If you don't believe me, ask Tony York.
that's why you got flicked out. You know, one flick and they're dead. And Nikki, one flick and you are dead.
I want to get involved in this party, you know. I ain't able.
Well, it might end up with police arresting both of us.
Let me say good night to Mr. York. Not only my good friend, but the longest sponsor. I think he came in the first year from thing, and he took the total package with during the week as well. Let me say good night, Mr. York, if you're listening. You know.
Okay, yes. We have online Bongo. Bongo, welcome.
Yeah, greetings. Greetings, brother Doggy.
Yes, sir.
Carlisle. Brother
Yes,
Doggy, Carlisle is a young man, right? We want Carlisle stay a little bit longer now. Every man for your own order. Carlisle ain't taking part no sport. Carlisle going to report for a week. As we say, Carlisle smoke 20 cigarettes, use a smoke cigarettes. He has no stamina. So he has to sideline.
Bongo, I have agreed with you tonight.
With nobody.
I have agreed with you tonight, you know, Bongo.
Yeah. You mean, dog, you are kill off the man quicker. Dog, you remember the man's a youngster, no, Jed? He get up in some age. Carlisle, you stay there report.
Don't forget we have 96.
Another 20, 30 more years, eh?
Don't forget we have 96.7 thousand pairs of ears listening. So don't make me sue you for ruining my reputation.
We kind of saving it, you know. Carlisle, we saving it. We getting you longevity.
I'm back a day, you know, so yeah, man. So Carlisle get started doing the work, man. At least we are trying of the night, so we have volunteers, you know. So any volunteers, man, anyway from here, take up, man. It's a good
I plan to bring it live. I already plan to bring next week's game live on Facebook. And let me say that I already have 2 persons who are willing to help me with the broadcast, you know, because I don't know sports. I don't know
sponsorship then?
Free kick and what's not. So Chester Hendrickson and another gentleman. He said he's a retired. He was a national player. He was a national football player. I don't remember his name, but both of them promised to help me. And I'm sure Marcus Martin as well, who is also a retired national player. Would be willing to help me with regards to the broadcast. And like I said,
as Dougie mentioned, we'll be down for the final, so make sure the cooler stocked. You don't know.
That is Dougie's responsibility.
We come at adult drinks, you know. Tell him you drink adult beverage, you know. Not like Dougie.
No. There's no drinking on the plane. We don't make that down here in Layu. You have to come correct.
Yeah, schoolboy Marby, they put Dougie.
Yeah,
that's man. I'm putting schoolboy Marby.
With a little vodka in it.
Oh no! Come on! Remember, we have 96.7 thousand pairs of ears.
I didn't say anything that is not.
That will slow you down, you know. That little last part will slow you down.
Anyway, so Sunday we will attempt. We'll bring it. So we will work out the issue of the Facebook, with respect to Nice Radio. and link both things together with Carlisle. So the same broadcast team could be used if if we're gonna have for sure we're gonna have persons we want
well, I mean, the more the merrier. You know, like I said, I sought those guys because I hadn't spoken to you yet. You know,
Okay.
I sought those guys because I hadn't spoken to you yet. But you know, the more the merrier. The game is 245-minute games. I'm sure.
Could
You know?
could we just take a slight break there? Give you some. I'm gonna change my position here, right? And so we take a
Do
slight.
you have a passion for sport? Then Sports Highlights is a place to be. Share the passion every Sunday and Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Sports from the heart, only on Sports Highlights.
TK Grace and Company is the number one supermarket. 100% intention. The Intention Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. In business now for over 50 years, and you will always say by shopping right here. Oh yes, we're number one. TK Grace and Company, and we have been controlling the market for you and me.
Now, let's be real. We're not all police officers, but we all want to safeguard our finances. And that's why the Police Cooperative Credit Union is open to everybody. That's right. We cater for anybody. At a brand new location, too. Step up to the Police Cooperative Credit Union headquarters on Bay Street between Diamond Girl and Lanes number 2. And we provide a range of top-class financial services, including fixed deposits, quick cash, savings, and loan, and a survivor's benefit grant of $5,000. We're open 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday and up to 11:30 on Saturday. Check us out on Facebook or call Police Cooperative Credit Union at 485-6840. And remember, even if you're not a police officer, we're cool with that.
St. Vincent Containers proudly introduces its high-quality bathroom tissue. Furtis, Lilies, Midushi. Manufactured to conform to local, CARICOM, and international standards. Tested and certified by the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Bureau of Standards. No roll less than 300 sheets. Legitimate sheet and core sizes. Virgin pulp, no recycled. Soft but not lightweight. Professionally produced and packaged. Now available throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Furtis, Lilies, Midushi. Excellent Vincentian products.
Instacash now offering you more chances to win with 2 new games. There's Strike for $2 and In Between available at $3. These 2 new games are loaded with cash prizes. With Strike, you can match up to 10 numbers and win $2,500. In Between, so easy to play, offering up to $6,000. Get your Instacash Strike and In Between tickets at Lotto agents. And remember, with Instacash, there's no waiting for a draw, and you can win instantly.
The public is asked to note that chiropractor Dr. Edmund Seeley is now conducting clinic and will see patients by appointments only. To make an appointment, call 456-9318 or 531-5318.
Do you have a passion for sport?
Okay, Nikki, could you stop it?
Is to be. Share the passion every Sunday and Wednesday, 7 to 9 p.m. Sports from the heart, only on Sports Highlights.
Nikki, okay. I don't know. I was trying to get the overlay. So when I was moving, that I wasn't up there. The overlay seemed to be sticking, not moving. So something is not so good there. All right. So we're back with Sports Highlights right here on the Nice, and as we were discussing, Leyu finals in the Williams Jody Hazelwood Leyu football competition. The finals is Sunday, and we will be more than likely bringing that live competition and then after that we go into sports highlights after the competition. Because Layu is not on the lights. Layu game is being played during the day until they could get a lighted playing field. The other stuff that we give you, Courtney Ambrose is now Dr. Courtney Ambrose, and we expect that Jono from ComSports would be in with us to chat a bit about his ComSports Invitational tournament at the ComSport facilities at Arnersville. The top Belay football, as we told you, is on. We give you some information about the Saturday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday's game will be up soon. So we don't have any information on today's games as yet. Hopefully we see some other information. Let's see now. I think we have something from them. Okay, today the 20th. Let's see what we have. We just got it coming in there on the email, coming for today. I'm trying to get it, make sure I have it right. Okay, today's game 1, and this is in the top Belay Progressive Organization softball cricket. In game 1, Oria Strikers versus New Level. New Level won by default when Oria failed to show up for their game. In game 2, Bank of SVG's All-Stars versus Dr. Thomas Injectors All-Stars won by 6 weeks. Dr. Thomas Injectors batted first and made 92 for 8 in 15 overs. Chester Keel 24, bowling for Injectors, Nyron D'Souza 2 for 17. Kelik Samuel 2 for 20. In reply, All-Stars reached 193 for 4 in 12.3 overs. Nyron D'Souza 25 not out. Godwin John 28. Bowling for Injectors, Brennell Maloney 2 for 10. In game 3, Oria Strikers versus Gourmet Bombers. Gourmet Bombers won by default when the Oria Strikers failed to show for the game. So you had 2 no-shows in one day on this Sunday in the games. This is a problem. Let me bring Carlisle back in there. This is a problem when we have a lot of these games where you have a lot of default games. I noticed that in a lot of these leagues, even in football sometimes, we see a lot of default games, and that doesn't go well for teams. I find that if teams know they can't participate, they can't come to the games, they must not participate, because what this does to the organizers of the game is that they have to reschedule so many things, because you expect people to turn up and they're not turning up. It throws the whole scheduling of games off and out. Yeah.
You kind of having some of the problems. The problems I'm hearing about in Layu is that even at 4:00, it's kind of hot, so they try to change the games around to 5:00. But some guys have to work and don't get, and those, like today's game. I think today's game, I got up there like about 5:30, and they told me the game had just started. But I guess what a lot of people were saying, that they really need lights. There's some floodlights on the stadium itself, but that seems like more security lights than anything else. I mean, lighting fixtures, permanent lighting fixtures up there, to light up the field is a very necessary thing. I mean, crime is crime. And my passion is the crime factor. The crime factor is nothing to play with, and
Well, let me put it this way: politicians do have a lot to do or say. So I would expect that the representative of the area, Dr. Brewster, the Unity Labour Party has many lights that they could kind of light the field with for the finals of the game. If they are true representative and they care about an area that has been in their domain for so many years, I am making an appeal to Mr. Bruce. I'm not speaking politics, but I'm speaking what politics involve.
Politicians supposed to represent the people, and that's what the people want. That's what the people need. It's the same thing with when Woods would have gotten the playing field for Stordy when in Stordy's generation. You know, we need to take it to the next level. And also, there's an issue with the border with the river. You know, some kind of fencing needs to go, some kind of mechanism, because a lot of times the ball flies into the river. I mean, most of the time they have a replacement ball and stuff, like, you know, but I can see that whole wall being decorated with like banners advertising.
But let's deal with the lighting.
Yeah.
The party that Brewster represents and is the duly elected representative of Central Leeward. The football finals is on Sunday. In consideration, is getting dark quicker. Yeah. It's not like early in the year where at 6:30 you still have light. Now, you know, by 6 o'clock.
5:45 was the sunset today.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I am appealing to Mr. Brewster. Take it from me. If you are a true representative, you will get 4 of the Starlight, because they call them Starlight. You know, they have them. Yeah, no, it's true. I'm not joking. It's Mark Starlight.
Starlight. It's how Guy Fox coming up and laugh.
There's a truck. There's a truck with lights, but also they have the portable lights that they light up.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yes,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and the truck is the highest one. The others are not overly too high. But if you put 4 of those in each corner of the playing field, they will be able to get some night football. It might be not the perfect situation, but I'm appealing to Mr. Brewster to get Mr. Julian Francis and the Unity Labour Party to put their money where their mouth lie and donate the lights to the finals of this on Sunday. That's my appeal.
Sprinkle the magic does that. It's gonna happen. Sprinkle the magic does.
Yeah, well, they would hear it. So
96.7 thousand pairs of ears, man. Somebody gotta listen. You know.
I'm pointing.
Yeah, Doggy.
Yes,
I'll add my voice and strengthen what you said. Adding my voice to it that Mr. Brewster was thinking about Julian. I know Julian will welcome it. It's a good idea, Doggy. I hope someone is listening, or if I know Brewster myself, I'll contact him and tell him, you know, even just for that final game, you know, because as you said, the sum is out, and these games start maybe after 4 or 5, because catering for the members who are working and so forth, you know. So we need some night games, man. I think it bring a different ambience and a relaxing mood, and where people can converse and meet one another more than the day. Because the day after work, people be so hectic, you know. You gotta come home, do this, do that. The father gotta do this, run, do this, you know. So
okay, so I missed.
I think you should look at all the fields, whether it's netball, basketball, and like all the courts.
Well,
it don't have to be no big sophisticated light for the time, you know.
The netball court is like it. Oh, Dougie, before I forget, I had this picture up early on. A man said his name is NDP Boots. Today is his birthday. Today is his birthday. Actually, he actually had an interview with him. He was up early, but I had to move away from the computer to charge the phone. So,
well, tell him there's a thing called birthday celebration on Nice Radio. And I'll give him the time. The time's at 10 to 7, 10 to 8, 10 to 9 in the morning, 10 to 2, 10 to 3, 10 to 4, and 10 to 5. On Sundays, it is, on Sundays, it is 3:45 in the afternoon, but the celebration on Saturdays, it is around 8:40 on Saturdays. Tell NDP Boots, hold on, I'm not finished. Tell NDP Boots to tighten up his bootstraps and place it.
He was a soccer player, a soccer player, one of them elders, and the board. You know me, man, the guy look to the guy look board. I say, hey, big enough guy look today, you know, when our expatriates in soccer, you know, in football, So
happy birthday,
all them days good and time. So I tell you,
these are people that make St. Vincent proud, you know. These are people that you make us proud to be Vincentians, especially, and I can speak of this, especially living abroad, when, you know, these guys achieve national acclaim for Little St. Vincent, you know. It's something to be proud of. It's something that lifts your spirit as a Vincentian. You know?
Okay, so now let me, hold on, guys, let me don't waste time because you got lots of information out there to put out there. So just sit by. We're waiting on Jono. I hope Jono calls soon. I'll come up on the link because I gave him the link. The West Indies had lost their semi-finals to go into the finals of the World Cup T20 cricket. When New Zealand, who West Indies was hoping to win in the semi-finals, lost to New Zealand. And we had beaten England, and England was a tough team to beat. So we were hopeful that we would have won New Zealand and go on to play the finals. When New Zealand were crowned surprise Women's World T20 Cricket Champions following the comprehensive 32 runs win over South Africa in the final at Dubai today. An ultra-aggressive approach saw the Kiwis post 158 for 5 of 20 overs. Amelia Kerr hit 43, Brooke Holiday 38, Susie Bates 32. Mabla took 2 for 31 in reply. South Africa reached 126 for 9 of 20 overs. Laura Wolverat made 33. Amelia Kerr took 3 for 24. Rosemary Mayer, 3 for 25. The win comes as a big surprise as they lost 10 consecutive matches before the tournament began. South Africa were worthy opponents, having a good tournament, having knocked defending champions Australia in the semi-finals, and New Zealanders $234 million. South Africa $1.17 million. That was the prize money. So the New Zealanders came away with $2.34 million and South Africa 1.17 for their efforts. Unfortunately, it was South Africa's second defeat in the World Final, having lost the men's T20 finals against India earlier this year. Good news for New Zealand men's team. Defeated India in their first test win over India since 1988. Some 36 years ago, they won by 8 wickets in their first test. India 46 and 462. New Zealand 402 and 110 for 2, winning by 8 wickets. The second test begins this week. And Nepal defeated USA in their first T20 in the USA on Saturday, winning in a super over. USA 170 for 8, Nepal 170 for 6. USA got 2 without loss, Nepal 3 without loss. Sri Lanka defeated West Indies via the DLS method by 5 wickets to go 1 up in the 3-match ODI series. West Indies 185 for 4 of 38.3 overs. Shifin Rutherford 74 not out. Carty 37, Chase 33 not out. When the rain came, set to revise the target of 232 off 37 overs via the DLS method. which reached 234 for 5 of 31.5 overs. Asalanka 77, Maduska 69, Mendes 30 not out, Moti 3 for 47, Alzari Joseph 2 for 39. The teams will meet again on Wednesday in the second encounter. South Africa plays Bangladesh in the first test in Bangladesh beginning tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have that. Now I will give you some football results. Still waiting on Jono. I hope he comes.
Dougie, while we wait on Jano, our neighbor St. Lucia there, we have some updates. St. Lucia Julian Alfred was recognized on Saturday night in the Turks and Caicos Island, winning 2 titles at the inaugural Connacht Sports Award.
Mm-hmm.
She was named the Caribbean Female Sports Personality of the Year, ahead of some of the region's brightest talents. World Indo 60-meter champions, Olympic 100-meter champion, and won the Diamond League 100-meter champion. Alfred is the top-ranked female athlete from the Caribbean at the moment and was the only nominee with 3 titles in 2024.
Wonderful. Wonderful. She continues to keep her status. Okay, so let me continue with some football. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna introduce the inter-secondary school. Go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead with the inter-secondary. I'll come with the football after.
Oh, we there was a game with Georgetown and Sinclair Deacon Secondary.
Sinclair Deacon. Yes.
Yes, and they had a brawl. Some miscommunications. They had some fighting and so forth. And I have the teacher who's ready to call in and give us some details on the outcome and so forth and what transpired.
So
if he's listening, Mr. Peters, if you're hearing us, you can give us a call and let us know what's going on.
Well, once he calls, we'll take him, okay? So in the meantime, I will go ahead. Before we discuss that matter, we'll wait for Peters so we can discuss that matter. Results of weekend matches in the English Premier League. Tottenham 4, West Ham 1. Fulham 1, Aston Villa 3. Ipswich 0, Everton 2. Man United 2, Brentford 1. Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. Southampton 2, Leicester 3. Bournemouth 2, Arsenal 0. Wolves 1, Man City 2. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. Results in the American Football League, which is the MLS, Major League Football in America. Chicago 0, Nashville 3. DC United 0, Charlotte 3. Inter Milan 6, New England 2, Montreal 2, NYCFC 0, New York 2, Columbia 3, Orlando 1, Atlanta 2, Philadelphia 1, Cincinnati 2, Austin 3, Colorado 2, Dallas 2, Sporting KC 1, Houston 2, Galaxy 1, Los Angeles 3, Earthquakes 1, Minnesota 4, St. Louis 1, Salt Lake 2, Whitecaps 1, and Saunders 1, Portland 1. Results in matches in the Spanish La Liga. Atletico Club 4, Espanyol 1.
Good evening. Is this Peters?
Mr. Peters, yes, please.
Just hold one
welcome
minute.
to the program, Mr. Peters. On with me is Dougie the Freitas, Carlisle, Douglas, and Bongo Shaka.
Just hold a minute, please, Peter.
You just hold the line a few seconds.
Let me just finish. Just finish the results. So results in the matches in the 4th Spanish La Liga: Atletico Club 4, Espanyol 1, Osasuna 1, Betis 2, Girona 0, Real Sociedad 1, Celta Vigo 1, Real Madrid 2, Malukra 1, and Valsicona 0. Atletico 3, Lignes 1, Villarreal 1, Getafe 1, Barcelona 5, and Sevilla 1. That's in the Spanish La Liga. So good evening, Mr. Peters. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, and how are you and the other members?
I am nice, great, and wonderful. So we are always nice, great, and wonderful, no matter what.
I'm guessing a sweet too.
Okay, so Mr. Peters, first of all, introduce yourself and welcome to Sports Highlights on Nice Radio. All
right, Mr. Keon Peters, PE teacher for Sinclair Deacon Secondary School for 2 years now. So it's been a wonderful feat to be associated with such a wonderful.
Give me back your first name again, sir.
Keon Peters. Keon Peters.
Keon Peters.
Yes, please.
And you are the PE teacher
for the Sinclair Deacon. Yes, please.
Okay, I'm just making a little note here, sir, because you understand we have to when we do news, we have to do it right, you know.
Right.
Okay, for the Sinclair Deacon.
Yes, please.
For Sinclair Deacon. Okay. So we know that the school football is going on.
All right.
And the school football, inter-school football is going on. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us what took place where we saw on social media a brawl happening. Which game was being played, and tell us what happened, please, sir.
All right. So we went to Georgetown to play 2 games, both the juniors and the seniors. And the matches would have been Sinclair Deacon versus Georgetown in both games, which is the junior and the senior. So Georgetown, they defeated us in the first game, 11-0.
That's what the senior.
That's the junior.
Okay.
That's not defeat, man. That's blows.
That is blows, and it's expected. It's expected. Most of the students just came into Form 1, so we wanted them to get the experience. Right. In the second game now, which was in turn for the seniors, it would have been Sinclair Deacon versus Georgetown Secondary School. We scored first. We got a penalty and converted it, and then from there the game was flowing nice. The referee made some decisions that were not, which was not fair, but you know football has to go on. So, some tackles from the Georgetown Stevens, and we complained, both myself and the other coach. My other coach got a red card. He went to administer some first aid to one of my players that got kicked down, and on his way to the field, he said, referee, you got to take control of the game, and he gave the coach a red card. I mentioned that because persons are saying that my other coach just ran onto the field and had word with the referee, but it was not like that. The referee called him on to administer first aid, and then while on the field, he gave him the red card. Right, so the game played. At the end of the game, it was 5-2. However, one of Georgetown Secondary School parents had word with one of my coach. My coach responded that finished. But when the game finished, she said something to one of my players as well, and my player would have responded. While I responded, her son, which is a player of Georgetown Secondary School, he was there. He was there with 2 other friends, and they came and pushed him. And that's how the brawl started. I would have sent some videos for persons to see. I think I sent one for the person who invited me on the program, where he would have saw how the fight started.
Yes, we did get the videos.
Right. So then that's how it started, and he pushed my player pushed him back, and then that's when all hell broke loose. Spectators, players, some family members and also and so got into the fight, and it was an ugly picture. Let me see that. Adults, some big men came and hit my students, and it just recently, while watching over the videos, I could see some of them humongous, and it's not a pleasant one, because most of my players are 16, 17, and that wasn't a good look on the sport.
So tell me, you won the game 5-2?
No, please, Georgetown did.
Okay.
We lost both games.
Right, okay. So what course of appeal can you have? I don't know how the school games are set up. Who do you appeal to as a school when people send their children
right
to play sports? Were police at the games?
I get to understand that there was a police there, but he was not in uniform.
A police? When you're talking about a police?
A police was present, but not in uniform.
You see, that is the first error that we have. Sports, while supposed to be disciplined, is highly emotional, especially things like football, which is a running, fast, emotional game. And when you are people send their children out, the Ministry of Education should ensure that at least some security, minimum of some security, should be there at those games.
I've always said so.
2 uniformed police, it should always be. It should always be.
Well, just last year when they had a similar incident where a referee was beaten up by some players, so the referee association decided not to carry on any game without police being present at the game. So that would have been since last year when we had our competition. We had a couple of our games them postponed because there wasn't any police present. Sports department reassured us that there will be police present at the games, but players they want to play, so it's difficult for a team to be traveling from the stop area to go to Georgetown or probably going in the Grenadines and what's not, only to hear there's not any police present there. My players just wanted to play, and on that note, I must say special mention to my parents, because just after the game, while going home, parents calling me and saying, "Oh, they see any video," and they're wondering, "What is this?" The parents saying that they just saw the video of people beating up their children. So I had to reassure them that I did apologize to both the players and the parents, because when they leave to come to school, our responsibilities as teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So taking them out there, and even though we say that it was a lucky thing that nobody from the community of Georgia who was present on the field had any weapon, because it would have been a sad situation.
Yes, it is.
We were outnumbered. We had to try to pull all our players off the field, get them in the stand, and even after, students from Georgetown and others still coming up in the stand trying to instigate more violence again. So it was a very hard one, and I cried. After my players were crying, I actually cried and tell them, things like this do happen. It's unfortunate, but going forward, we got to see how best we deal with a situation like this, is whether once there's police presence or we come out of the competition until these things are rectified.
But the sports department and the Ministry of Education made any statement on this matter?
Sadly, I would have called the person responsible for organizing the competition from the sports department, Ms. Richardson. Right after the game finished, I called her, let her know what had happened. And from that happened Tuesday, from Wednesday, I haven't heard from anybody else. And again, sadly, we were supposed to play a netball game of Georgetown. We haven't heard any word from the coaches from Georgetown Secondary. We didn't hear from the parents. We didn't hear from any ministry official. And as I said, we were supposed to play a netball game up there right after the incident. And that is when the PE teacher from Georgetown is calling me to ask if we're not coming out for the game.
You're going to come out for the game. You just had a fight and nobody there to protect anybody.
We just had a brawl. We just had a brawl, and
nobody there to protect anyone.
I said that is total disrespect. You didn't call to ask if any of my players was okay or anything. And the things that he said, I don't want to mention it, but yeah. So I said, no, we're not anything out from Georgetown going forward from now. We're not participating in anything once we have to go Georgetown.
Well, to me, if Georgetown is the host team and they beat up an away team, to me, Georgetown should be penalized, probably suspended from the competition. That's what I see that should lead to. But again, if this thing happen and you have a running competition and you don't have immediate resolution of the matter and addressing and statement made by the minister and giving the assurance that parents that the children are protected, this is futile. I just got a WhatsApp from a coach, a sporting coach, said the sports department coordinates the competition very poorly. Police should be at all games. This is a senior coach of sports in this country. And that's his opinion.
Yeah, and a lot was said from spectators to other officials from the sports department and others. But we were present and we know what happened. It's sad to see that others can go and fabricate such lies and can see this is the real reason why it happened and what's not, because it wasn't an end-game situation. The game was finished. So even though there was bad tackles and what's not, the game was finished. So as a parent, you have no right interfering with the players or anything, because players. The thing is, when we reach persons who are in the stand, you have in school tournaments, persons in the stand smoking, persons in the stand drinking, and they mixing with school children as well. So that part one, alcohol is present. Drugs are present, and you know when those two come together, then it's a bad look. So tough one. Again, as I said, I've never seen anything like this before. I've heard about it, but never witnessed it, and I surely won't want to witness anything close to this again, whether it's watching it or being a part of it.
Well, Mr. Peters, I encourage
question,
you.
Though, any injuries to the players?
Up to Thursday when we went to the subs clinic, just minor injuries. One of my players he was vomiting and chest pains and whatnot. But sometimes these incidents, they don't really find the problem immediately. As I said, if you watch the video, you can see my players being attacked from all positions. So let's just hope in the future that they don't develop any serious injuries from what took place on Tuesday.
Well, I pray and hope that and I thank God that there wasn't worse declared injuries thus far, and I hope that nothing developed to hinder any of your students. But my advice to you is that you need to officially write the department, the sports department, and make demands for security. Otherwise, you're not playing no game. And I believe that a complaint should be formally filed against Georgetown, and the department need to take strict and concise and precise action against Georgetown School. You can't have that. You can't have that kind of behavior. What kind of seniors they will grow up? If you're going to have that kind of behavior when they are in school, you imagine when they start to play club football, they'll be killing one another.
Dougie, Oh, it was said that most, because as I said, we reviewed the videos, and good bit of those players are from Jebels.
Jebel Strikers.
Jebels Football Club.
Okay.
We watched the video, and our players know who they are. So and it's said that most of the players are Jebel players. We saw persons in the videos lashing out at our players.
Right.
So
I think
right now we made our complaints to the police officers, to the police station. We wrote a report to the sports department. So hopefully we can see what transpires next.
Well, I wish you all the best. I think Bongo Shaka wanted to say something on the matter. Bongo, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Doggy. Good night, Mr. Peters.
Good night, Bongo. Good night.
Yeah, I listen attentively there, you know. But I'm not going to go on the actual play itself, right? Because it's really started, as you said, when the game had finished. Okay, so we just left that aside. What I'm basically looking at, this is bigger than how it looks, eh? And
Right.
I think even without even, as Doggy had rightly said, that certain written things have to be done to certain department within the government sector under sports, right? But I will say to the head teacher to just protest. There's no form of game with your school in any territory in that Georgetown, especially with that school, right? Until
Right.
something resolved. And my main thing, in the more developing countries, where you say you having games with youths involved, there no parents should be involved whatsoever, especially when coming on violent action. Now what they will do, study out all these videos and look for faces, see what transpire with that individual, check faces, identify, and link with those persons. And they got to come in for questioning.
Yeah, but
Yes,
Bongo,
a charge
Bongo.
will be lodged.
Bongo. This is a two-phase situation. Remember, this is a school that is playing. Individuals could have legal actions taken against them, but the school, the Department of Education has to sanction the school. And if it warrants banning them from the competition, suspending them from the competition for this year, you have to take a strong action in order to teach them a lesson. If you don't do
I always
that,
believe discipline in sports is very important.
If you had let I continue, I will coming up to those discussion now on the school. I'm dealing with the aspect of the people within the violent action they took. Okay, now leaving that aside, the school now, who they're supposed to be the guests because this other school is going to their area. Okay, so they should be make sure they are well taken care of, right? And also they should make sure that police present, because remember now I come into your home, Doggy, you preparing meals, everything, you know, you make sure your sitting room set up, go the porch clean, whatever, because you know guests is coming, Bongo Shaka and the family visiting, whatever. So they have to know that police must make sure be there. As you said, a sports personnel said there, games at game, police should be there. And in this time of what's happening with youth today, the invention of all different things with youth and the spirit of youth now, it's needed to have, and not no one and two police. Look, the brethren say it, a man drinking, smoking, you're wrong, chill. You know, police should be there now to discipline these guys or whoever and make sure they take away whatever they have or tell them go outside, go somewhere else or go out the park. This is children's thing. No alcohol should be around that vicinity.
let me get a little story that happened.
They got to take a part of that blame also.
Let me get a little story.
I'm going to Peter. I'm gonna tell you this. When I'm listening you, right? My meditation, when I was listening you, my meditation, my rates going real fast. So I say there's a senior officer. I'm not gonna tell his position is wrong, but I'm gonna call him. Time the program finish. I'm gonna tell him about this whole setting and look into it. And he's a man will do it. He's a serious man coming on these things with his position that he have. Okay, so I promise you, I'm making an attempt to see what I can do pertaining to making sure police should be present at these games, and they got to pay no police. These are government schools, okay? So police should be present at games. They do it in Jamaica, because Jamaica has some serious games. Many police present, not no country police, right? So I wish you the best. Go and do what you got to do. Make your, as Doggy said, put everything in writing and everything. You have your video evidence on. So go forward. They should not be left just like that. There's too much undisciplinedness with people, okay? And you know, people must try to resolve not to get in violence. Now suppose when he had pushed the youth now, say the youth maybe didn't like it and he was a youth maybe doing martial arts. Yeah, right? I come a karate instructor, okay? And he was doing that and he gave him one attack in a vital area. He could have killed him right there. You see? So you have to teach all youth should know. You don't take no aggression on nobody. You use words, but you don't take force aggression. When the person retaliate, you're gonna get it wrong because you take force aggression. No matter what man say to you. I always tell a man, hit I. You hit I first, you attack I first. I won't attack or hit nobody like that. No matter what I say to I. You gotta hit I or try hit I. Okay? So we gotta be careful to try teach you to them that. That's why I go to for you to know a little bit of self-defense from these bigger people. You know, they just block them and strike them back. They couldn't even attack them again. Because they get all wrong. They have no calling with the youth to them scenery. What they should do, if they know the youth, pull them apart. Don't get involved and striking blows. No, these people should be heavily penalized. Take what I tell you. And discipline.
Yeah. But, okay, Bongo. Okay, Bongo.
I wish you the best. And you just try groom your youth to them. Make them, you know, to have discipline and humbleness and respect of each other. And they're going to good young man, you know? Yeah,
Thank you very much.
So you start the youth by doing another easy task, especially in the situation where you are now. So that's all my words to you to inspire you. Okay?
Okay. So, Mr. Peters, thanks for coming and airing this for us here on Sports Highlights. And we trust that the authorities would pay serious attention to this matter in order for us to have sports being what it's supposed to be. Sports, not fighting. Okay?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
A wonderful night. All right.
All right, thanks for calling.
Let me give you all a little story about ill discipline. I go to the Annisville Park daily and walk. And I was walking in the park one day. You had about 30 athletes being trained. And they had just finished their training.
Hold a while, please.
Take the caller, just take them off with a noise they go. Kill me. So I'm telling you now what took place. So the athletes, about 30 of them, were sitting in the PH Vegas stand. And they were cooling down. They just come off the field. They were there as usual, young children laughing, talking, some changing clothes and so forth. And this cricketer who came to the park was training. I'm not calling his name. He came to the park training, batting and so forth. Yeah. And he walked with a boombox. His boombox had the most filthy and atrocious language, sexual, explicit. If you hear the kind of things he turned on as a cricketer, and he is stroking his ball against the wall. So I just came up, put on my shoes, and I walk up to him gently, I said, "Sir, you think this is appropriate? This is a public space. You shouldn't be doing this." And look, and to his eyes, look at the young children inside of the stand. He tell me the children love it too, and what I want to do about it, and screw up his face as if he's more vexed more than me. I said, I think you should turn it off. If you want to play that kind of filth, that's for you in your private space, but this is a public space, and it's annoying to me. And those other people, the other senior women who sit in here, who come here every evening, and you are influencing these young people. And he gave me some difficult words. So I said, okay. I picked up my phone and I called the police. And I know some of the police who are nearby. I have the numbers and I call them. And I explain to them the situation. So they tell me, hold on. Some guys are close by in the area. They're going to call them and tell them to come down. So I made one lap around the park. And then about 6 police surrounded the gentleman and was speaking to him. So when I came around, the police said, I stopped and I said, "Sir, I'm the person who called." And they were very tactical. What they did not come close to him. They just surrounded him. And he started to argue with them. So I walk up to him. I said, "Sir," the senior police, I said, "Sir, my name is Dougie De Freitas. I walk here all the time. This is what the film this guy was playing." And I asked him to turn it off. I think Ian Allen came over and asked him to turn it off, and he did turn it off. So the police came right after that. So he said, "Don't turn it off." I said, "Sir, I don't know this gentleman. I never had anything to do with him. I see him come here all the time and practicing his cricket whilst I'm walking. But somebody needs to explain to him, this is public space. He cannot contaminate public space with filth. It is as if you take in a bucket of stool, human feces, and throw it on the ground here for us to deal with. That's tantamount to that. And then nobody could function in an environment like that." Well, he scrubbed his face. The police asked him, he said, "Sir, are you going to desist from this matter?" He said, "Yeah, well, if there's a society thing, you see, he's a big man. Dougie is a big man. So Dougie could call and do this." So I said, "Man, I am no big man. But I don't have anything against you. I'm just saying that you can't do that. You have to have some respect for yourself. You know, how you know I don't respect myself?" I say, "Well, your actions speak louder than words. If you're going to come to a public space and play that kind of music, those kinds of lyrics, I say, what do you expect?" I said, the senior ladies that are there, they felt the same way that I feel, but they're afraid to approach you because the way you spoke to me, it looked as if if you expect that we're going to end up in a fight, and I'm not here to fight you. All I wanted you to desist.
Dougie, that is one part, right? You're talking about on the playing field or wherever, but some of them would have this boombox playing so loudly and the filth, like you say, the kind of music, and would walk into a business place, and the somebody who walk in, they have to come and tell them, "Hey, this is a business place. You need to turn that down. I mean, that's your personal music. I don't need to hear it." You'd walk into somebody's business place and disrespect them by playing that kind of music first and loudly. The something going wrong. Some screw slack somewhere. These people.
No,
He's a cartoonist. He just in a kind of chauvinistic thing because he ain't practicing for being a real cricketer because he can't concentrate in that kind
No, man. He's a cricketer. Yeah, we have a caller.
Yes, we have a caller. Go ahead, caller. Good night. Welcome.
Good night to you all. Good night, Dobby. How are you doing?
Hey, how are you, man? How you keep it?
Controversial, Brambo.
No, I'm not controversial. I speak what I see, and people take that and make issue of it. I don't have a problem with that.
All right.
But okay, I'm so sad. I'm so saddened to hear, and what the videos that I saw, and it was really, really saddening. But it ain't just start, eh? It ain't just start there. It has been happening for years before. I know of incidents where schools went to play cricket, and the school bus was stoned way back when, right? But it's sad that something like this is happening because what we have observed, cheating, dishonesty have become a part of everything we do now. Fair play is no longer in vogue. We don't deal with that. So you have a situation where two schools will play, and at the end of the game, the general FIFA fair play that you go and shake hands with your opponents and things, that ain't happening. Your parents will come on the sideline and instigate. I'm not telling you, I saw that with my own eyes. I saw it in Grenadine schools playing at the grammar school playing field against the grammar school. And parents were there. And the comments they were making was highly incendiary. Oh, them only enough for treat for grammar school. And the referee was there talking. They talked to her once she went on the field. Her son was apparently playing, he got injured, she went on the field. The referee tells she can't come on the field and she walked up in the the policeman was there, they tried to move her. They move her once, they move her twice, and she's still there. So sometimes the parents need to understand that, look, yes, it's your child playing, it's a contact sport. And somebody might foul your child. It's football, they get fouled all the time. We get fouled all the time. Nobody is going out there to deliberately try to injure your child. But in the heat of the game, in the emotion, in the passion of the game, a tackle might go in. The referee is the sole arbiter in the game. And this is why I insist that when they have in these school games, they get properly trained referees. You can't just pick up any and anybody from any and any way and give them a whistle in them out, especially when they're playing with their home crowd. Hometown support says a lot, and when the referees from the home area, in a lot of instances, you find problems happening. So that's something they need to look at if that is still happening. It used to happen. I don't know if it's still happening. I remember one year grammar school went to play in Mespo. The linesman had a spliff in him out. He running down the line, he spliff, Jappy bend down to pick it up, goal score outside. He didn't see that. We nearly a riot. But it is sad. It is very sad because what is going to do, It's going to have parents now looking deeply at whether or not they allow their children to take part in sports, in school sports. And that shouldn't be, Dougie.
Bramble, and you see the problem with this is going to affect the feeder bands for good sporting individuals and young men to come through to want to play. If they are confronted by these kinds of things, it will dissuade them from getting involved.
Exactly. I don't understand why we have to, and if nothing is done with this situation at Georgetown there, what it is going to do, it is going to embolden these people because they go figure that they could continue and get away with it. And next time, who knows what? It might. This one here was just a few, with some blows with hands, even though not accepted at all. Who knows what could happen next time? It might be blows with something else. And we need to put a stop to that immediately. For that happened Tuesday and today's Sunday, and they haven't heard a word from officialdom in terms of condemning this and making some decision. I know they might tell you, they had a committee in place and the committee had to meet. But even in the waiting on the committee to meet,
yes, the emergency, yes, you have to situations like these. You can take too long to deliberate on. You do something and then you further your investigations. But you have to put it right there and then.
Yes. That we condemn this in the strongest terms, and we are doing our investigation. And matters of this nature, we don't tolerate it or what have you. And the perpetrators will be brought to justice. I can't have my child going out to play football and you beat it and he's big man. And what Peter says true. You have games where you go into. I thought we had a no battle policy in St. Vincent, but it seems more and more that we have forgotten that. We have forgotten that. I went to Calico playing field to do a session with the college students in terms of assessment, and I pick up nearly 4 handful of car off the park. You check? Grammar school playing field, same thing. Primary schools coming down there to play, and when the teachers and them finish, they leave all the garbage and everything behind there.
we have to understand that football and sport is just more than playing sport. It is passing on certain values also, cleanliness and all them kind of thing, respect for your opponent. You know, you're beating a team 8-0, they don't go and taunt players. Them thing we don't encourage them thing there. Win and win with grace. Lose and lose with some grace also. I know it's hard sometimes for that to happen. But no man, when I saw that video, Dougie, the thing brought tears in my eyes.
I know it was difficult to deal with, but what I don't understand, we have all this technology. You mean to say you don't have emergency meter via Zoom? We have.
Well, that's the next thing too.
Yes, it's an emergency situation. This is not just a referee decision you want to rescind. This is a fight that broke out. So, something like that, you have to have, sessions where you meet emergency.
But my point is that the competition is fluid. The competition doesn't stop because there was a brawl.
No.
So the competition has to continue next day. So overnight or next day, there should have been a Zoom meeting with the disciplinary committee and make a decision. And we have to appeal anyway. You see, here's the problem now. I called a policeman. I want to listen to what I'm going to say now. And who want to say I'm speaking politics, they could say what they feel like. I'm telling you. When I saw the video, when Nikki sent me the video, and because I'm not in St. Vincent right now, and when he sent me the video, I looked at it. I called a policeman. You know what the policeman tell me, Bram? He say, Dougie, me a children. I may tell me children stay away from that. But me not interested in going to Sibano sporting thing until government resolve the issue of
the cricket
World Cup. That's
see?
what a policeman tell me.
You see? And then this is the point I was making, because that same thought came to my head. I was wondering if the reason why police was not at these games, because none of the games that I've seen so far, there have been no police presence there. And I'm saying, I was wondering if it's a case where they are withdrawing their services because of that. But this is school activity. Schools don't have money to pay. I don't think that they should be charging any school any money when they have an activity in the normal run of the working hours. If it's after the school hours, after the working hours, fine, I could understand that. But for schools to be charging them some of the funds, the money that they have to pay for security, I don't think that should be. But then that is only me. That is only me.
Bramble is not only you. The schools is part of a governmental educational system.
Yes.
Yeah.
The government of the country.
I said that before.
The government of the country take taxes. There's a VAT system which every man, woman, child, newborn, baby, everybody pay taxes by the VAT methods. Because once you consume something, somebody pay some taxes on that.
Yep.
Once you utilize something, somebody pay. Once you take a service, whether it's a phone, everything, all these things are the way that government earn revenue. Those revenue is to pay. When you vote money towards education, it can't be just building, because sports is part of the education system. And if the education system is not funded through the central government, which includes security by the police, the school ain't supposed to be finding no monies for that. Besides, when children register in school, the fees that they are charged, Carla, I think, okay, mute Carla, he's making noise in my head. Oh, is somebody else? Yeah. Okay. The fees that they are charged are not cheap relative to St. Vincent economy.
Yep.
Relative to
okay, I'm calling the Principals Association, the Principals of Secondary School Association. to look into this. To look into this. Because I mean, yes, it might be a situation where parents were involved and all of that, right? But students were involved. Students of the Georgetown Secondary School were involved. Students of the Sinclair Deacon Secondary School were involved. And I would ask that the Principals Association take a look at this and they come up with some sort of policy statement on this as to as we're going forward. We can't have situations where, you know, our youngsters come and they go to the field and they could instigate and fight off people and they get away with that. No, and in school, it happened in netball. It happened in netball, I think it's last year before. It happened in football before. It happened in cricket. It happened in cricket one year. I was coaching at the Emmanuel and we went to play a game at a particular venue. And the parents and all them they want to fight the boys and things. Intimidation. That shouldn't be. That should not be. People
anyway, Bramble,
I have another guest. Team, but you can't come and bring violence into the thing. No.
Bramble, I have another guest on
yes, have a good night.
Waiting. And thank you very much for participating.
Yes.
So we have Jono. Jono? Is that Jono online?
No, that's Carlisle.
Oh, that's huh?
No, it's Carlisle again.
Oh, it's you. I thought it was Jono. I swear it was Jono. Well, you look so. Yeah, you're getting better looking.
And your glasses are wrong.
And why you and you relabel? You relabel?
Yeah.
Why you getting a noise from you?
I went on the tablet. I'm actually outside.
Oh.
I'm like outside.
So you're on medication? You're on medication?
Yeah. I had to switch to the tablet because the phone battery going dead, and I mistyped when I was putting it in there. Yeah. With regard to that, Dougie, police overtime. We used to pay it in Calico. You know, $75 a night for police to come there from I think they used to come from like about 6 or 7 and stay until closing. And you got to appreciate that these guys outside and they came armed. You know, they came armed, and you know it's not something light where I say, well, okay, they have a job, so we don't have to pay them. You know, they to provide the service, to provide protection on their off time. You know, and that is to be considered. No.
There's no consideration whether it is overtime or not. When it comes to a school playing, whether it is paying nighttime, daytime, or any time, the school system is part of the government.
If you hire police in his private capacity.
You are speaking about that. You're speaking about private capacity.
You're talking about security system. We're talking about school games and the police, the function of the police, as it relates to education, the government, and security.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's what we're talking about. I don't know. I haven't seen Jono. John is not there.
Yeah. But even in the school, I've said it. Dougie said it. The schools are under the Ministry of Education. It's government schools. There's money already in there. These things supposed to be provided, especially in the climate of what youth is doing these days, right? The climate. So police should be always present at these games, not just 2 and 3 police. The police is working is daytime.
Yes.
Hundreds of police we have.
Guys, we have John on the line now. John, welcome to the program. Good night.
When they go on duty, they just go straight to
okay, Bongo.
Good evening. I get the feedback then. I'm not sure if it is my phone.
Okay. You okay now? Are you okay now, John?
Hello?
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm getting some feedback. I'm not sure if it's my phone or what.
Well, I'm hearing you clear without
since I come in, I hear it in my phone a lot, you know.
I mute him already. So
all right,
night,
okay, so what? Yeah, good night, Dougie. Good night to your viewing and listening audience. And I'm not sure who you are live today. Good evening or good night to everyone. Let me first take this opportunity to congratulate Vincy Heat on the games that were played here. The first game, which everybody know they should have won, and the second game, which they won. And I want to congratulate Ezra Hendrickson as the coach, and also all the persons who would have contributed before. I know Tian was doing quite a bit of technical work before with the guys. I mean, I had the privilege to work with those guys when I was a member of the executive and so on. And I know we have a lot to put the talented guys together so that we'll get the result that and I am delighted that I was able, along with his team, Randy Ash and all the other members of the coaching staff, to put that together. People won't know now, but there's a lot of synergies. These two persons traveled with myself to the Gold Cup. Ezra as a player and also as a player, and now they're back giving service to the national team. So there's a lot of synergies and connection, and that is why I'm 100% behind these guys, behind the team, and behind everybody, the executive and football on a whole. I mean, if anybody know me very well, football is part of my life. Election come, election go, you lose, you win, same journal, same input in. I don't withdraw. All right, so Doggy, having said that, as I say, congratulations again to Vincy Heat. Keep up the good work. The work has now started. Don't feel that you're the boss or you're at the end of the rope. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, I want to take this opportunity to highlight the Comsport Vincy Masters Independence Cup. This is the third edition, and this tournament will be held at the Comsport playing facility in Arnesville. The facility is lit, and I know we would have had several tournaments there before. For those people who are wondering where Comsport Sporting Facility is, it's right opposite the Sol gas station in Arnesville, next to Arnesville Medical Center. Same property where you have the Hyundai dealership and the Freightos Motors. So the playing field is to the back of that
just right up.
For the listening public, how do they get access to the playing field? How do they get down there?
The same is right to the main road. You from the street, you into the playing field, really. As I said, opposite Sol, yes, right there. Several people would have gone there before. I mean, it's same venue where we had Uptown Party and Mingle last December. So it's becoming a popular venue, not only for sports and sporting activities, but for other activities, but on the high end though. I'm not opening it up to any activity. All right, so back to the football, Doggy. So we have 8 teams. FC Sunday Sweaters, they're the big bad team from Arnesville with Dexter Walker and the Lights. They are the defending champions. So we have them back again this year. We have Sion Hill Masters. We have South Leeward United Masters. We have Hope FC Masters. We have Rogers Photo, older boys. And for the first time, we have Greg's Masters. We really look forward to having Greg's into the competition. And out of St. Lucia, we have our returning team, La Clary Masters. Have I missed anybody? And we also have Largo Height Masters. So those are the 8 competing teams. They've been placed in 2 groups. And the 2 top teams will go forward. We're going to kick off on Wednesday with doubleheader. So you have a doubleheader on Wednesday, you have a doubleheader on Thursday, doubleheader on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, things get a little bit busier with the grand finals on Monday. Saturday, we're going to start at 3, and the 8 teams will be here because we're going to have 4 games. Remember, the field is lit, so we're going to have night games as well. And then Sunday, we're going to go into the semifinals, and Monday, we're going to have some plate games, the losers games, and then we're going to have the big grand final here at the ComSport Sporting facility. So I'm appealing to the public, the footballing public. Wednesday is going to be free entrance for the opening on Wednesday. As I said, there are 2 games. We have Sand Hill. Let me just, I don't want to give out wrong information. Let me just pull up the fixture.
In the meantime, while John is pulling that up, I just letting you know you're listening to Sports Highlights, and we have John with ComSports, Computech ComSports, and he's speaking about the Independence Invitational Tournament, Masters Tournament, and he's going to give us the fixtures. And John, you need to resend me that fixture for my sports news, and do it immediately when we finish so I can record it, okay? You got it back, Jono?
Apparently, he's still looking for the paper. His information.
Yeah. Okay. He did send it to me one time, but I seem not to be able to find where he sent it, whether it's by email or by WhatsApp. And
like we lost him there. He dropped out.
Okay. Well, I hope he gets back in.
Carlisle, you looking well relaxed there.
Yeah, relaxing. Let's tell you about the 96.7 thousand pairs of ears. Somebody just contacted me from New York, and said that, but Mr. Bruce is Minister of Sports. Doug, I don't know if you could confirm that.
Yes, he is.
Yes. It's a good night, New York City.
So it should be easy for you to get lights then.
Light?
It should be easy for you to get lights.
To get lights. Yeah, well, hopefully somebody, if he's not listening himself.
Yeah, man. He could call the shots, man.
No, but the point I'm making, as I said, I was not speaking politics when I said about the Unity Labour Party has lights,
Yeah, and I tell you, they're still celebrating up there. I'm still hearing music from up there. There's still a line going on up there, and with lights we could hope for a little better.
And these things can be done easily. I know one time we had Union Island and Carriacou coming to Canawan to play football, and the resort had some of those
construction lights.
Yes, we just hook up on the 4 corners of the field, and it was comfortable while the game going on. Because coming to December time, it gets dark very quickly.
Oh, right. Let me see. Jono, yes. Jono, you back?
Yeah, Doggy, I'm back. I'm
okay.
Listening. Right.
Yeah, I was telling you, please send me the fixtures as soon as we finish so I can get it into the sports news. So go ahead and tell us what the fixtures are.
Right. So yeah. And the fixture is normally posted on the ComSport, Michael John, and we have a YouTube channel that we want people to subscribe to so that they could look at some of the games, and some of the games are being broadcast live via Facebook. On Wednesday we have the opener. We have South Leeward United versus Greggs, and then we have FC Sunday Sweaters versus Sand Hill. So those are the 2 games, and I know everybody gonna look forward to both, where the defending champs will be taking on Sand Hill, and Sand Hill is always a powerhouse in football. So we're really looking forward to. This is the 3rd edition, and as I said, the tournament is growing. It's the idea is to promote sports tourism. The 4th year we had a team from Barbados and one from St. Lucia.
Yes.
But we are pushing could make the tournament coming from USA next year. Doggy, the one of the highest tournament is that we will be seeing a lot of past national players. Well, not only national, international players too. We'll be seeing players who would have played at the highest level in US Major League taking part in the tournament. We have teams flying in some of their foreign-based players for the tournament. It's a very exciting tournament. It's small goal. I remember when Guinness had the small goal tournament, the hard coach used to be Ram. So I really appealing to the public. Come out, have some fun, look at good quality football. The players who will be quality players, a good mixture, as I say. A lot of past national players will be here, and players who would have played internationally and regionally as well. So let me take this opportunity. It's free. You don't have to pay. You come in, bring good manners. Of course, there's security and there's the facility you have to adhere to. Remember, it's a private facility. So you can come look from Wednesday to next here at the Comsports Sporting facility. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John, for sharing with us. And don't forget, send me the information because I won't have time to look for it now in order to record sports for in the morning. So please send them for me now, okay?
Okay, Doggy, thanks for having me. Thanks, listeners. Thank you.
Okay, then, John, thanks.
And John, your contribution is an inspiration to me. Pretty much what you're describing is what I'm trying to do here in Layou, with the help of Nice Radio, of course, and like I said, I'm getting into the sports thing, boys. First time I'm sitting in the whole program with the sports side.
I feel you better come take over this spot here.
When you can run it from the
Oh, we still giving him another 30 years, you say, Bongo.
And don't forget, Dougie, don't forget, I got an 8-channel mixer down here and 2 microphones. So
yeah.
I need some headphones though, but there is enough.
I'll walk with 2.
Yeah.
I like you in the moonlight. You see in the moonlight. I show you in the moonlight.
Not quite. I'm a poach. I'm a sister poach,
We should be showing off to Doggy, man, because Doggy can't see the moon.
You'll be surprised. You'll probably create moon.
It had too much lights up there, man. He can't see no moon.
Create
Doggy has special satellite connection. He could charge me to the moon.
They had a nice moonlight yesterday. When you look at the again. Gone it.
I looking for a young man named Alex King, and I looking to hear what Gunny had to say about the finals of the World Cup. None of them should have faced by me tonight. They want me to
they want you single them out.
They don't want me to challenge them.
Roger and Carlos with no games either.
So
and I'll think about it. Yesterday comes for like a sponsorship for you two one time. You never know.
Well, you never know what's happened. No, but I give John a lot of credit for the things that he has done. He's been running the Annisville Football League for quite some time, and he has his own grounds, which is not the full side field, and that's why he had to do it to a small goal. So to create but it is a nice setting and good competition, and I wish him all the best with his. He was a long time sponsor. I hope he come back on board with Nice Radio. Comsport has been with us for many years, and circumstances as they are, we hope that he'll be back on board. Because it's important that we get sponsorship to keep Nice Sports alive, because we try to do the best that we can. Don't know. I was speaking to Hannibal in Calico. He said they're supposed to have some activities over the weekend or at the end of the month. Can't remember what he said. So he did give me some information. Okay, and I the more activities we have, sporting wise, it all goes well for our sports and the development, keep people, youths out of trouble, because as you see what has been happening here. Yeah. I'm trying to see what he did tell me. He said, we're having an independence extravaganza on the 29th of October. He didn't give any details on the matter, but he did say, I don't know what the extravaganza is about.
The 29th of October is when you're going to see fireworks, man.
I said 27th.
Roger, you hearing us?
Yeah, I'm listening to you ringing up my name. I don't call my lawyer.
Roger, it's not sports highlights if you ain't call. Even if you just call for agree with you and then go back off the phone. Have a call.
Roger, what Chelsea did today?
Pardon?
What Chelsea did today?
I'm a Liverpool man, doggy.
Oh, you're Liverpool. I thought you was a Chelsea. I thought you was a Chelsea man. How come Alex, and what's his name up there, Patrick, said that you are a Chelsea man.
Great.
Yeah. No, Patrick. How come they say you're a Chelsea?
I listened to the program all night. It's really, I'm saddened to hear what is transpiring in our sport, and more so in the youth aspect of football, right? But I'll say that to say this. We have to be very careful, because I think what the ministry need to do now is to, if possible, ban spectators from coming to these games. And I'll tell them a reason why, right? Now, some of these youngsters who go to school, they're involved in their communities as well, and will have the persons who will be following them anywhere they go. And there may be some gang, but let's hope not, right? And obviously, if one person gets in a brawl, these guys have the kind of temperament to just want to jump in, and instead of making peace, they want to add fire to fury. And I think this needs to be cut out. And I support the action of police officer at all these games. Because even the parents, that's it, for instance, as Bramble mentioned, two people getting a tackle, and they think their child get the worst of it or should not be penalized, they want to get involved. And you would have heard over the years, referees, including myself, was being assaulted in the past, right? So I think the ministry need to do much better. Not just about committee, but you need to look at all the aspects, including violence, right? Now, the primary school, the competition has really started. Now, last season, I was down at the Calico playing field and saw sometimes 8 teams taking part, over 100 kids. And from the ministry perspective, there wasn't a first aid, none. I got only one evening on time to see a guy got injured. And I had to go by the guy who sells on the mark and to grab some ice and give a teacher in a socks to band the guy's foot to try and compress his swelling. So I opened my mouth one day, and eventually the PS of the ministry was there. And I engaged him. And he told me he's not aware of that. It didn't surprise me, really. You understand? So I'm saying, gentlemen, that I don't think the Red Cross will charge $1 million. It costs $100. Once you provide them with the necessary transportation towards wherever the vicinity is, and pay them a little stipend, they'll be willing to go. if you can't pay, well, it's not an international game. We have an ambulance or a nurse there, or a doctor. But at least the simplest of the medical thing, there should be some force in there. As a matter of fact, the ministry should be insisting that whether it be PE teachers, and they probably could pay for this, PE teachers, somebody must be there with a first aid knowledge.
You must have a
I think most of the PE teachers now, they are certified first aiders. Most.
Well,
yeah.
But you must have a kit. You must have a kit, which is in a cooler type kit, which has a compartment of bandages, what do you call it? Heat. The zero heat spray. All of that should be at every game that is taking place. Now, you see, that's why you see I always get in trouble. You cannot tell me that the organizers of a sports department in the Ministry of Education does not have a template of how these things are to be done. What the template includes? The template includes things that the first aiders, the first aid kit, if the PE teachers are there, and security, transportation, and assistance to the students. The students are in school when they are playing these games. They are in school. Even though they are there till 9 o'clock in the night, if they're playing a night game, they are in school. It is a responsibility of the ministry to its teachers and school to take care of those students. And there's no excuse about that.
Yes. Agreed. And I want to further extend to something that you would have said you was speaking of earlier on about the defaulted games. Now, gentlemen, you're having tournaments, right? If I am having a tournament, let's say in Calico, and a team wants to take part, the onus is upon me to find out if you are competing in other competitions. And it's my interest to ensure that whenever you're being fixtured, you will be there to play. But what we have happening now is that teams playing in 3 and 4 and 5 leagues.
Mm-hmm. And it's impossible.
Which is nonsense. In the past, under Major League time, and I re-emphasize this here, and if I remember in Calico League, we were one of the first leagues to institute this, You have to be living within East St. George to play. And you have to be working within the area if you're an outsider to play with any team. And only two players could have played from any one team at any given time. That's one of the rules that we had for many, many years. On the Major League time, even a vice president of his association was being penalized for this thing, where one team is allowed to play in 2 leagues with the same group of players. So in this case, you shouldn't be having defaulted games. But when you have Tom playing in Sand League today, could leave his field today and go and play tomorrow in another, or the same they play for another team to get them qualified to go for in his competition, and probably the same day or the day after he play for 2-3 more leagues. That's breaking on the structure of football.
Mm-hmm.
That is breaking everything down. You could say, well, all right, you're fit, but fit to do what? You're not aligned to a particular club. So the system, let's say you're going to have a system in this club, you go to another team, you play here, because you're the king man, as you call it. You're the point man. So everybody depends on you to score a goal. And you go to another league, the same thing. So the structure needs to be handled, in my opinion, from the Football Federation level.
Well, here we'll look at that because we're running out of time. You see this thing about guys going in different leagues and scoring goals? I call them false goals. False goals because why? You don't have a true indication of the talent that is out there in football. Because if the same person is scoring in Bali, is scoring in Stubbs, is scoring in Georgetown, is scoring in the same set of people scoring in Annisvale, scoring in Belfongo, going Chateaubriand and score, you don't see that is false goals they have in. It's false goals.
Yeah, talk rather something before we
So
go
go
on
ahead.
quickly. Sorry for the interruption.
Go ahead.
Roger, is there any within the rules or regulation governing under the Football Federation, right, that states that, say, a team defaulted in a game? Is there any way, any clause that shows that they can be penalized, maybe through monetary?
I'm not sure. This may be so if you're in a federation competition, but outside of that, in all the other leagues, no, I don't think so.
Well, I think now, Roger, listen to what you were speaking of, even with no players playing in different leagues and so forth. So sometimes maybe they can shop other game. Why I check they should do now is look into the whole situation and maybe try get a clause
Bongo Shaka.
to state that if you defaulted, you will be penalized such and such monies or whatever. Maybe it will deter them from faulting in games and not showing up.
Bongo Shaka.
Yeah.
Bongo, listen to me. Listen to me.
Yeah, doggy, breaking up a bit. I didn't hear you.
Yes, I said listen to me, and I'll explain this to you. And this is what people don't get straight. The Football Federation has a constitution. That constitution has bylaws governing leagues and other things. If the federation has disciplinary action or disciplinary committee or disciplinary rules and procedures, and you have an affiliate to the Football Federation, that affiliate, according to any sensible thing, the rules and regulation must be in concert with the master body, which is the Football Federation. So in the leagues, whilst the Football Federation itself cannot sanction you because you are not in a federation tournament, the rules that exist has to be in concert with the master constitution. It is the same as if the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, let's say any organization, they have rules governing every aspect of life in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and laws governing. If you have a charitable organization, your charitable organization has to be in concert. Your rules and constitution and so forth has to be in concert with the law that govern those organizations in the country. Otherwise, you could get in trouble. So I don't understand why we have all these confusion with all these different affiliates in whatever is cricket, football, tennis, whatnot, and so forth. So too many lackadaisical things are about. But people don't like structure and discipline because it brings them to be accountable. And that is where we need to sort things out. So I want to close from here, and I know we are over time already. And Wednesday we will be back. And hopefully everything will set up for Sunday to do the layout. And we'll discuss that between the team. Again, on Sports Highlights here, appealing for more sponsors. It is becoming impossible for us to carry games as we used to do years ago because sponsorship of sports is not forthcoming. As a matter of fact, we have lost three sponsors of sports over the years: the ECGC, the Simmons Bury Limited, and Com Sports. Those are three. So you see why it's becoming more and more difficult. So when people say, "Can you go and bring live games?" I said, we don't have the sponsors to take those expenses. We cannot even pay our guys who sponsor, we give them a token sometime when we can, because the cost of running the radio station is astronomical. Our electricity bill alone is $8,500 a month. And when we have to put data on our external modem, every game that we play, you're looking at $100. So just for data. That's easy.
Just a little input, Dougie. That might not be necessary.
Listen to me, the NTRC thing is not stable enough.
I'm working. Remember, I told you I'm working on something else.
I know you're working on something. I might not be at this point in time. Is not what is acceptable.
Maybe Carlisle could hook us up with a Starlink. That would just anywhere we go, we have no problem.
Because you have NTRC hotspots, but those things are so unstable.
You can run a cable from here. It's only about 400 yards.
Let me say good night.
Gerard.
Nikki, keep me posted. Sunday might be possible. Just keep me posted. I won't mind making one with you.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. So let me thank you, Roger, for coming in. Thank you, Roger, for coming in. Thank you, Roger, for coming in.
As always.
What you talking about, darling?
If you can send me the I used to have it, the number for the man you shared the tower with. Because they had asked me previously if I could help them with some sports items.
I will deal with that. Okay, so I just want to say I want to thank also Alex for calling in. I want to thank Gunny for calling in, and I want to thank Patrick for calling in. And I want to thank Kempes for not calling in today, because I would have turned him off, because he was ridiculous the last time he called in on the program. We are hoping and maybe Wednesday if we could get Lockett Sebastian out of Dominica, and we are trying to see if we could get back Basil Butcher Jr. on the program to give us more international stuff a day. So let me say good night, guys. Thank you, Nikki, for holding it down. Thank you very much. I'm going to say over and out.
Thank you.
Good night.
Dog.
Yes, good night. All right. Have a good one, guys.